Hi ladies and gentlemen. In this tutorial I want to talk to you about searching for a contact in ACT. And in this particular case I'm going to use the first name of John, John. So in ACT before, when I was searching for something, the way I would normally look for someone whose first name was John, I would go to lookup, I would go down to first name, this would pop up, I'd type in John, and I'd click OK. But what I've found is a couple things are slightly different in this SaaS version of ACT, the web-based version. One, a way you can search for someone is you can come down here and choose the contact field called contact, and if I scroll down to that, to right here, I could type in John right here and start a search. Now, most of the times when I do a search, I will do it on a contact's name. And the good thing about this field down on the left-hand side is that it's a quick way to search for someone either by typing in their first or last name. You don't have to do the whole name or the first or last. You can just do any portion of that name. So I found that quite convenient. But the SaaS version of ACT, one of the things they did is they took this area right down here and put it down on the bottom, where it is now. In the desktop version of ACT, it used to be up here in this area. And it's funny how just a design decision in a web-based software can impact the way you use things. So in my mind, this is out of the way. It's sort of out of my vision. I don't see it. Up here, there's a box that is called the Universal Search. Now in the ACT desktop version, that search was way over here on the right-hand side. And I never used it. I just, I've been a long-time ACT user. There are things you do and don't do, just habits you get into. And I never use that. But now that it's right here, I found it much more attractive as an option to use. Because I could just come right here. I didn't have to click on lookup and then check what I wanted to look up, first, last name, company, whatever. This, I found, is quirky in two ways. And I haven't nailed down the second part of this statement. One, as I mentioned, I don't like the fact that it's way down there. I just don't want to work that hard to go all the way down the bottom left. I know it sounds a little dumb, but it's just the way it is. So I rarely use this. But having stated that, what I also find is that for some reason, and honestly I have not figured out why this is happening, is if I typed in the name John right here and did a search, I might come back to this later on to search for another first name such as Tony, but the contact field option is changed to something else. It might say city instead, and I know I did not change it. So one of the things that I was thinking is maybe because I have a mouse with a scroll wheel, if I scrolled by accident or touched that, maybe it was scrolling to another item. Honestly, I haven't figured out why that changes. I've even talked to technical support. They weren't aware of the situation, but I'm telling you, it does change. And as soon as I find out, I'll let you know. So therefore, instead of having to go to lookup, having to come here and always choose contact, I've gotten into the habit of using the universal search. So let me show you how this is different. When I do a lookup of a first name of John, or if I go down to the bottom left, actually as I'm talking, well, let me backtrack. If I do the lookup of the first name of John by going up and clicking on lookup, first name John, I can start that process. But when I come here and type in John, the universal search is a little bit different. It's not just searching for the first name, but you're going to see when I hit enter on the keyboard, it's going to return anything with John in it. And you'll see that I have a lot of options. So it's not only searching just the contacts, but it's searching notes, histories, all kinds of information. So because there's a lot of people named John in my database, they came up first. But over here on the left-hand side, if I want to narrow this down to just notes in my database that have the word John in it, I clicked on notes over here. Maybe I don't want notes, I want histories, and I'm going to turn that off. So now it's going to go through all the histories in my database and find that. So in other words, the universal search finds much more information than just one person named John. And if I scroll down, because I chose John over here, it's finding all the people named John, and it's also returning a couple other things as well. So this is a much more extensive search. This is sort of like the Google search of your ACT database. So those are the three ways I can search for John. I can go look up first name, I can come down to the bottom left, and I can change it to another item, or I can come up here to the universal search, but know that the universal search is going to give me a lot more information than just John first name or possibly John in the last name. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tony Holowitz. I want to thank you very much for your time. You have a great day. Bye now.